Hello everyone, welcome to this session of biomedical research. The goal of the research we know is to establish the facts or the principles for a careful and systemic investigation. And the ultimate aim, of course, is to improve the health of the population or the community. Today we'll talk on research question. How do you formulate a research question? And this one is an essential part of your research. Now, every research has a life cycle. It begins with searching for a topic, and you require a lot of brainstorming. You need to go through the published literature, the state of the art information, whatever literature is available about your topic. You have to see that the topic is of your interest. So you have to go through the books, the journals again and again. Spell out the research question. Once you are clear what is the topic in your mind, tell what do you want to know from your study. That is the research question. What you want to know. And once you have framed the research question, now is the time that you can derive the study objectives, the primary, the secondary from it. Plan for your study adequately beforehand. Prepare. Arrange the instruments. Arrange whatever you require. And then collect the data. Analyze that data. Draw the conclusions. Once the conclusions are ready, just compare it with the previous studies and tell what do you have to convey from your study findings. Inform it to the people, to the stakeholders for whom it matters. Get your data published so that it reaches to more and more number of people. Now today we are going to focus and confine ourselves to spelling out the research question. So what is a research question basically? As we can see, it is a question form. Okay, so it is a question, it is an uncertainty in the mind of the researcher or the investigator. The researcher is just wondering about a particular situation and he will solve this query in his mind by conducting the proper research and taking the measurements. A research question is what the researcher wants to know, not what he'll do or not what he'll find out from the study. What he really wants to know, that is the research question. So, is there any effect of exercise on cognition? This is my research question. I want to know the effect of exercise on cognition. So, that means a research question is clear, it is concise, it is debatable. If I want, I can hold a debate on this one. Effect of exercise on cognition. A group may say yes, or another group people may say no. So it is a debatable type of question. Now you have to develop and appropriate a correct research question. That is a key to a proper study. So what criteria you will keep in your mind? Number one, use specific terms. Exercise, cognition, effect. So be very specific what you're talking about. Talk about one issue at one time. So we are just talking about the effect of exercise and cognition. So this is one issue. Great. Write in a language that is understandable for all. When you're thinking about it, always think in your local vernacular language so that it makes it more clear. Try to answer the question. Is the answer appropriate? Is it good enough? So that means the research question is good. You can use more than one operational verb if needed in the research question. So usually in a sentence we require or we just put one verb, but here I am telling that you can use more than one verb if required. For example, does exposure to sunlight leads to better growth in plants? So exposure, growth, these are verbs, two verbs, but that is making the sentence clear. So you can use more than two verbs in more than one verb in this research question if it is making your point very clear. You require a lot of brainstorming to form a proper research question. So don't be afraid to read. Read the published literature, attend the research meeting, attend the conferences, talk to the people, talk to your teachers, your professors, your mentors. Maybe they have done something on this topic, or maybe they have read a lot of literature. So try to use everyone's experience. Read, read, read. That is the ultimate key. Now, this thing is in my mind. Is there any effect of exercise on cognition? I want to do a study on this. So, what will be the first thing I do? I'll go and find a lot of literature regarding exercise and brain. And when I explored, I found out regular exercise improves thinking skill. Regular exercise enhances memory. Build your muscle, build your brain. Exercise before you study. So this is all available. A lot of things are already available. That means this is a good study. It is worth investigating. I can just refine my research and I can tell which type of exercise and which type of cognition. So how much exercise you have to do if you want to memorize the facts better. So if I do such a research, that will be good for all the learners, students, medical colleges, everywhere. All the learners, the teachers will be benefited. So it is worth investigating. I'll ask myself the same question. Does physical exercise enhance learning? Now I have put the word physical before exercise. So just to tell, this is not mental exercise we are talking about. So be very clear and concise. Again, once you have framed the question, just take a peer review. What do your friends, your colleagues think about the same thing? Explore the literature again. Define these terms. Exercise. What do you mean by exercise? Mild, moderate, severe. Duration of the exercise. Walking, jogging, cycling, swimming, stair climbing. Which type you are telling your participants to do? Intensity of the exercise. Is there any benefit of your study? Is there any risk involved? If risk is there, will not do it. You're telling cognition. What do you mean by cognition? Attention, concentration, memory, executive function, task switching. What are you going to test? So mark the exposure and the outcome. That means exposure here is exercise, and you can just specify that you're talking about doing a brisk walk for 1 hour twice a week. So that is a moderate intensity exercise. That means 120 minutes a week. And for those who do not want to walk, swimming, for how much duration, stair climbing, for how much duration, dancing. Okay, moderate intensity. Okay, then you have to fix the duration, which type of dance it is. So you have to be very clear what all you are expecting from your participants. Outcome. Is it attention? Is it learning? Is it concentration? How are you going to test it? Sharpen the initial question. Once you have framed, just put all these things in the question. It will be sharpened enough. Test the framed question. Now I want to test my question. Is it feasible? Is it interesting? Is it novel? Is it ethical? Is it relevant? And we remember this by the term FINER. That is an acronym. So feasible means adequate number of participants, technical expertise, resources. You have to see all this, whether they'll be available to you or not. Is it interesting enough? Novel in the sense, does it confirm, refute, or extend the findings of the previous literature? Will the ethical committee approve it? Is it relevant? Will it add to the scientific knowledge? Will it improve the practice? So remember this one as the acronym FINER. F for feasible, I interesting, and novel is ethical, R is relevant. So how to recognize a poor or irrelevant research question? Simple. Ask yourself the question. Try to answer it. The answer may be of no use to anyone. There may be no answer. That means it is a poor research question. So either reframe the research question or re-evaluate your topic of study. So if your research question is incorrect, no good hard work will save your work. But if your research question is correct, you have an opportunity to do an excellent job. So thank you very much. Hope this session was useful to you. In the next session, we are going to talk about the research hypothesis. Thank you.